put ourselves in the trust tree.
Okay, we're here.
It's time for Honesty Hour.
I'm on the branch.
And what I need to say today is that the New York Mets need to call up their young guys. Call up the prospects. Play your prospects. I know Francisco Alvarez just got called up because why? Well, he was forced into it. A catcher, Narvaez, ends up getting hurt. Next thing you know, Alvarez needs to come up, but he doesn't even play the first couple of days he's up. He finally gets an opportunity to play on Sunday, and his first hit, guess what? RBI knock. But it doesn't just stop with him. Brett Baty in the minor leagues. Ronny Mauricio. I need to talk about all these guys. First off, Francisco Alvarez, coming into this year, was the number one prospect in Major League Baseball. The top prospect in the game of baseball. Let me list you the top 5 coming into this year, okay? Grayson Rodriguez was number 5. Big leaguer now, starting pitcher, Orioles. Number 4, Andrew Panter, injured. Anthony Volpe, number 3. Opening day starting shortstop for the New York Yankees. Jordan Walker for the Cardinals, number 2. Everyday outfielder now. He's been great. Number 1, Francisco Alvarez. Starts the year in the minor leagues. They don't really want to bring him up. They're forced to bring him up. And then they said he's going to be our backup catcher. I don't get it. Why? He's the number 1 prospect in baseball. Give him an opportunity. If you're going to have him up, give him an opportunity. And it's not like the Mets lineup is firing on all cylinders right now. As you mentioned, they're playing right around 500 baseball. They're not exactly killing it. You have Brett Baty down in the minor leagues hitting well over 300, an OPS well over 1,100. Brett Baty should have made the opening day roster, but they ended up going with Eduardo Escobar over at third base, who's hitting 129 on the year. Not been good. Brett Baty, 400, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. In AAA, the guy's tearing it up. He's exactly what this lineup needs. There are holes in this Mets lineup, and they have patches for these holes, and they're just not filling them. Escobar over at third base. I love the guy, but last year and now to start this year, it hasn't been great. Thomas Nido behind the plate, batting 125. You're now everyday catcher if Alvarez is going to be the backup. Nido's hitting 125. You have an outfield hole, most likely left field. Here's my thought with Ronny Mauricio. This is the last guy I want to talk about. Alvarez, Brett Baty, who I think should be up right now. Alvarez, who I think should be the starting catcher. Ronny Mauricio, another guy tearing it up in the minor leagues. But guess what? His position's shortstop. We all might know this. The shortstop position for the New York Mets is going to be taken for a long, long time to come from Francisco Lindor. So why is this guy still playing shortstop in the minor leagues? I don't get it. He tore it up in spring training. You know he's not going to be your big league shortstop. Move him to second base. Try him in the outfield. Do something. I don't understand. So what you could do if you're the Mets, and obviously you can't just bring him up and put him in a different position, start playing him at second base. Next thing you know, you can put Jeff McNeil in the outfield, or put Mauricio in the outfield and see how he does out there. The guy's an athlete. I know he's tearing it up in the minor leagues. You have holes at the big league level, and it just feels like they're continuing to not patch those holes. And the last point I want to make is with Brett Baty. They've consistently been asked about Brett Baty. Why? Because he had a great spring training. He's tearing it up in AAA. And they said, and I quote, it would be unfair to call up Brett Baty before getting him more reps in the minor leagues, especially defensively. I'm going to be honest. I played minor league baseball. And if anybody said, do you want to get called up or would it be unfair to you? I'd be like, what do you mean? Call me up. Let's do this. Unbelievable. It'd be unfair to him. He's dominating. Brett Baty, I tweeted this the other day when he had like a four knock game. Brett Baty sure does look like an everyday big leaguer, batting about 400 with 2 homers through the first 15 at-bats in the minor leagues. Honesty hour, the New York Mets have some issues offensively, and I feel like they have the holes. They just need to do what other organizations are showing that they do, and believe in your guys. Believe in them. Call them up, let them play, and see how it goes.
Yeah, when you're not living up to expectations, because let's be honest here, we're in the trust tree. Mets had huge expectations coming into this season. Probably one of the teams with the biggest expectations with all the offseason acquisitions that they made and the payroll and the roster that they've put together. And when you only have 2 guys on your team hitting above 250, this is your time. This is when you take the risk, as you mentioned, taking a chance on these young guys, believing in them. You have the number 1 prospect in Major League Baseball. Take the chance. Take a risk. What's going to happen?
Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, I don't.
Thanks for watching. If you love Flippin Bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.